How many of you guys have watched a Marvel movie or a Marvel show before? Good. Well, today I'll be taking you guys into the deep dive of the MCU, which is also known as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And with that comes some research. This past few weeks, I've been researching more about Marvel. I'm strictly, I love Marvel, but I didn't know what everything meant, so I had to look it up a little bit more, see what it's really all about. And with that knowledge, I'll be teaching you guys on the different phases, the different sagas, and all that good juicy details. We'll get into that later. But you guys might be wondering, how does this relate to me? It might not relate to you, but it might relate to something that we all know and love. Disney owns Marvel. Disney makes so much money off of Marvel, and I feel like it's one of their biggest attributes, and it's not just Disney itself. There's so many different ways Disney collects money off of Star Wars and all this other stuff. But now let's get into the first few phases and maybe where it originated from. First thing that we know about the MCU is that it originated from Stan Lee. He was known as the Marvel Legend according to Britannica.com. He started his comic journey with his family's comics known as Timely Comics, which eventually transitioned into Marvel Comics after he picked up the business. And he started creating these comics, and then years later, poof, movies. Phase 1 is the first phase of the comics and of the movies, which is also known as the start of the Avengers according to the Daily Dot published in 2021. It is also the first part of 3 in the Infinity Saga. These movies contribute to Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, and then finally the Avengers. On to Phase 2. According to the Daily Dot, the fallout of the Avengers is what is Phase 2 about. And with Phase 2, it is the second part of the Infinity Saga. And with this comes the movies Iron Man, Thor, The Dark World, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Avengers Age of Ultron. After that comes phases 3 and 4, which are probably one of the bigger phases in the MCU so far. And according to the Daily Dot, Phase 3 is known as the superheroes becoming more unsatisfied with their situations, and this is also the last part of the Infinity Saga. With this comes the movies Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and Wasp, Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, and Spider-Man Far From Home. Now let's move on to Phase 4. According to the Daily Dot, Phase 4 is bringing in new heroes for support, and Phase 4 is also a transition phase since Phase 3 was the end of the Infinity Saga. This introduces the multiverse, and we'll jump more into that in the next phases. But this is the biggest phase of the MCU because it ties in all the storylines and what we know so far. With these comes the movies and shows WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, What If, Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, and Black Panther. These 2 phases are the most important, like I said. First, it introduces a new saga and it ends an old saga. It has 24 different productions in the mix of these 2, and it also has the biggest battle of the MCU. We all know the infamous I am inevitable. And then Iron Man, I am Iron Man. Biggest war of the MCU. It is the movie Endgame. If no one has seen it, definitely recommend going and see it. But after this comes the present and the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is what I'll be talking about now. And with this, Phase 5 is known as the introduction of the Multiverse Saga, which introduces more new heroes and more new villains from different universes. Keyword multiverse. But this is the saga that we are currently, this is the saga and the phase that we are currently in right now. With these comes the movie Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, which is already out, which came out February 17th. But future movies to come will be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, The Marvels, Captain America, The New World Order, Thunderbolt, Blade, Secret Invasion, Loki Season 2, What If Season 2, Iron Man, Ironheart, Echo, Agatha, Chaos, and Daredevil. So far, Phase 6 will be the future. It'll start mid-2024 into 2026, and this will be the end of the Multiverse Saga. According to Wikipedia, it'll have more movies coming out, but this is what we know so far that will be coming out. Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four, Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Avengers Secret Wars. Well, now that we have talked about all these different sagas, let's review. There are 6 different phases, 2 different sagas, and many more to come. So far, we don't know what that is yet, but we can go off by the comics. We can't forget it originated with Stan Lee in the comics. And how does it tie back to us? Most of us grew up on Disney. But what part of Disney did you grow up on? I grew up on the Marvel side. Some people can say Star Wars, some people can say Disney Channel, etc. And I will be concluding my speech today with one of my favorite quotes written by Stan Lee. With great power comes great responsibility.